Ondas Holdings Inc. is currently trading at 10.04 USD, marking a significant intraday jump of 1.05 or 11.72% as of this moment on January 1, 2026. This sudden double-digit surge might look like just another volatile swing in a speculative sector, but there is a much deeper story here that the broader market has not yet fully digested. While most retail traders are just noticing the price action on their Fidelity mobile app, the reality is that Ondas just closed out the prior year by securing approximately $10 million in new purchase orders across its autonomous systems division. This is a massive development because it signals that the company is no longer just a concept stock. It is actively converting its maturing pipeline into hard revenue. The market expectation has long been that Ondas would struggle to scale its drone technology beyond pilot programs, but the reality we are seeing today is a fundamental shift toward industrial and defense validation. If you look at the general sentiment surrounding Ondas Holdings, many investors still view it through the lens of a struggling small cap that burns through cash while promising a future that never quite arrives. That is the common ground where most people sit. However, if you challenge that assumption and look at the recent institutional activity and the aggressive guidance for the current year, you see a company that is finally hitting its stride. For 2026, management has set a revenue target of at least $110 million. To put that in perspective, they are looking at more than triple the revenue they expected for 2025. This kind of explosive growth is rarely seen without a significant catalyst, and for Ondas, that catalyst is the intersection of autonomous systems and critical infrastructure. The intraday movement of 11.72% today is partly fueled by the realization that Ondas is becoming a vital player in the defense sector, particularly in counter-drone technology and autonomous ground robotics. While you might see people chatting about Tesla stock or Apple stock in general investment circles, the smart money is increasingly looking at specialized players like Ondas because they offer a different kind of exposure to the defense landscape. Unlike the massive, slow-moving giants, Ondas has stayed agile, and their recent acquisition of RoboTeam is a perfect example of how they are expanding their footprint into tactical ground robotics for special operations. This isn't just about flying drones anymore. It is about a system of systems approach that links air and ground intelligence. When you're doing your online investing or looking for investment help on various investing sites, it's easy to get distracted by the high-volume names like Nvidia stock. But the technical momentum we're seeing in ONDS right now is being driven by a massive increase in options trading activity and the recent launch of the ONDL leveraged ETF, which provides 200% daily exposure to the stock. This suggests that professional traders are positioning for a breakout. The trading volume today is well above the historical average, which typically indicates institutional accumulation rather than just retail speculation. If you are using a Fidelity trading platform or an interactive brokers platform to watch the order flow, you'll notice that the bid-ask spreads are tightening and large blocks are being moved as the market realizes the $23 million backlog the company held late last year is just the beginning. What the company actually does is fascinating once you get past the ticker symbol. Ondas operates through two main business units. Ondas Networks provides a private, standards-based wireless platform known as .16, which has been adopted by the Association of American Railroads. This is the boring but incredibly stable part of the business. It is the backbone of mission-critical communication for the entire rail industry. On the other side, you have the Autonomous Systems Unit, which includes Aerobotics and American Robotics. They produce the Optimus system, which is essentially a drone in a box that can operate 24/7 without human intervention, swapping its own batteries and sensors. This is where the defense and homeland security contracts are coming from, especially for protecting airports and power plants. Comment below how many shares of Ondas Holdings you currently hold, or if you think the defense industry's pivot toward autonomous systems is going to be the primary driver for small cap in 2026. The institutional interest in this space is growing because the global demand for counter-drone solutions is projected to explode from around $2 billion to over $10 billion by the end of the decade. Ondas is positioning itself to capture a significant slice of that pie with its Iron Drone Raider and Centrix technology. Centrix is particularly interesting because it uses cyber over RF to take down hostile drones without the collateral damage caused by traditional jamming. As a self-investing individual, it is crucial to recognize that this technology is already being deployed at major European airports. This isn't theoretical, it's operational. When you compare this to other stocks in the sector like SoFi or Robinhood, which focus on consumer finance, Ondas is a pure play on the physical security of our world's infrastructure. Now let's talk about the risks, because no high-growth play is without them. Despite the massive revenue guidance, Ondas still faces significant competition from companies like AeroVironment and Red Cat Holdings. The expectation is that Ondas will dominate the drone-in-a-box niche, but the reality is that defense procurement is notoriously fickle. If there are delays in government budgets or shifts in political priorities, a company with Ondas's profile could see its growth trajectory flattened. Furthermore, the company has historically utilized share issuances to fund its acquisitions, which can lead to dilution for existing shareholders. However, with over $400 million in cash reported late last year, their balance sheet is now one of the strongest in the small-cap defense space, which should mitigate the need for near-term financing. The current price of $10.04 reflects a market that is finally starting to reward the company for its successful integration of multiple acquisitions. By bringing together companies like RoboTeam and Centrix under one roof, they are creating a vertically integrated robotics powerhouse. This is a far cry from the Ondas of 3 years ago. The revenue growth is being fueled by organic demand and the synergy of these new units working together. If you are using an online investment platform like Schwab Intelligent Portfolios or a Fidelity brokerage account, you are seeing a stock that is moving from the old high-risk penny category into a legitimate mid-cap contender. The path to profitability is becoming clearer as they scale their manufacturing capacity and move toward higher-margin software and service contracts. For those of you who manage your own individual brokerage or use a SoFi robo-advisor, the key takeaway here is the divergence between the old narrative and the new financials. The old narrative was about a wireless company trying to find its way. The new reality is a defense and infrastructure leader with a massive growing backlog and a validated tech stack. The market's reaction today, driving the stock up over 11%, is a clear sign that the gap between expectations and reality is narrowing, but there is still plenty of room for those who understand the long-term potential of autonomous security. Looking ahead into the rest of 2026, the primary catalysts will be the official quarterly earnings. If Ondas can consistently meet or beat their aggressive revenue targets, we could see a complete re-rating of the stock's valuation. Analysts are already starting to revise their price targets upward, with some suggesting that an $11.50 or $12 level is well within reach if the current momentum continues. Institutional holdings are likely to increase as the company moves closer to GAAP profitability. If you are trading through Interactive Brokers or using the Robinhood app for its fractional shares, keeping a close eye on the contract award announcements from the Department of Defense and European allied nations will be your best leading indicator for where the stock is headed. The central insight here is that Ondas Holdings is no longer just a speculative play on the future of flight. It is a mission-critical infrastructure company that has successfully pivoted into the defense sector at the exact moment when global tensions and drone-related threats are at an all-time high. The contrast between the initial expectation of a slow-growing tech firm and the reality of a $110 million revenue target is what is driving the 11.72% gain we are seeing at $10.04 today. By maintaining a serious, professional approach to their scaling and acquisition strategy, Ondas has built a moat that will be difficult for newcomers to cross. Whether you are using Fidelity Wealth Management or self-directing your trades on a Robinhood trading platform, this is a stock that demands a deeper level of analysis because its trajectory is now backed by tangible, multi-million-dollar contracts and a proven industrial presence. In closing, today's movement is a testament to the power of fundamental delivery over hype. As the market continues to process the year-end order flow and the ambitious 2026 guidance, the volatility we see in the short term should be viewed through the lens of a company undergoing a major structural transformation. The reality of Ondas's growth is far outpacing the market's outdated expectations, and that is where the real opportunity lies for the informed investor. Stay focused on the contract backlog and the integration of their ground robotics units, as these will be the pillars that support the next phase of the company's valuation.